Alright, this is the first YouTube video I've ever done where I'm actually talking on camera, so let's see how this goes. But basically, what I wanted to do was remove the baffles from my Victory Stage 1 straights, and there's a lot out there. It's kind of been beat to death on the forums. Everybody has an opinion, but there's a lot of stuff that I kind of had to pick up one thing on this forum and one thing on this forum, and it was kind of difficult because it wasn't all in one spot. So anybody that's interested in removing the baffles from your Victory Stage 1 straights, I just wanted to compile all that information and put it in one spot. So I'm going to show you what I did. It's already done, I'm not going to redo it, but it might help out when you go to do it. So this is my 2015 Gunner. A couple of upgrades. I just did the handlebars and the grips. I just had the seat reupholstered and of course the crash bar there, but mainly the Victory Stage 1 straights. I think that they look a lot better than the stock, and they sound a little bit better too, but like everybody else, I'm always wanting a little bit more sound. So I'll show you kind of what it sounds like, as much as a cell phone video can give you, as far as an idea on how loud they are. I kind of wish I had done a before and after, but if you have the Stage 1 straights already, you know what it sounds like before. So as you can see, it makes a pretty good sound. It's not super duper loud, but it's kind of about as loud as I would want to go. It seems to perform pretty well. I didn't notice really that much of a difference in performance, but it does seem to backfire a little bit on deceleration, which is kind of normal for having the baffles out. From what I understand, on some of the forums, they talk about, like, well, it probably was backfiring anyway, you just couldn't hear it. But like I said, like the performance, it's just as powerful. It doesn't seem to be a problem. So also, from what I understand, the catalytic converters provide the majority of the back pressure in there up in the headers. And you know, they also, that's what provides like the emissions and all that good stuff. So by removing the baffles, really I'm just kind of getting a different sound. So there's a debate on whether back pressure is a big thing or not. You know, it doesn't seem like it's caused a big issue. If I find that it has, the cool part about these baffles on these pipes is that you can just put them right back in. And it's already tuned for the Stage 1 straights. I haven't retuned it, so I'm making an assumption that if I put those baffles back into my pipes, that, you know, with that tune, it should be good to go. But I wanted to show you guys exactly what I did. And you know, first of all, you have to take these caps off. So it's just 2 screws, and you can see right there is one of them. That's your first move on each pipe. Undo that screw, and then all I did was I took a rubber mallet just like this, and they're going to be stuck on there. I thought that they would pop off, so this was a question I had, and I just tapped it on each end, and eventually they worked their way off. Next, you know, those baffles, you can see the baffle in there if you shine a bright light in there. The baffles are held in not only by this cap, but there's an additional screw, and you can kind of see where that hole is. It's right there. Okay, so it's actually a bolt with a nut on it, and I ended up spraying quite a bit of that you know, the not WD-40, but the other stuff that supposedly, you know, breaks free rusted bolts. I sprayed a lot of it on the inside where that bolt was, and also on the outside where the screw was, and I was actually able to get one of them out, which is tricky because it's a Torx head on this side, so I actually ended up having to hold my Torx 27 bit with a pair of vice grips on this side and then using a wrench on the inside. It was actually pretty difficult, and that took me quite a while, but it's just a bolt in each of those along with the screw for the pipe cap. So I actually couldn't quite get the bolt on the top pipe, so I just had to use a little hacksaw like this once I got it loose enough, and I just hacked it right off. Next, what I did was I went to O'Reilly's Auto Parts and rented a slide hammer, which if you haven't seen one of those, they're pretty handy. It's kind of like a shake weight. So there's an attachment that goes on, there are different attachments that go on the end of the slide hammer, and I got a bearing puller, which basically is you stick it in and then you twist the nut on it, and it expands like this. So I was able just to stick it in the end of the baffle, twist it, and expand it to where there was quite a bit of tension. And then the slide hammer allows you to slide it out, and it was just basically tink tink and then popped right out. So go to O'Reilly's, and it cost basically like 80 bucks, and then they gave me a full refund when I was down there. So I'll show you, this is what the baffle looks like. And like I said, it kind of slid right out. Again, I was using a lot of that lubricant, but you can see here's the end, and there's not really a lip that you can grab onto, and that's where that bearing puller worked. I just kind of stuck it straight in the end like a fork, and then expanded it. Like I said, I'm assuming that I can just go ahead and put those baffles right back in. Probably need a broomstick or something, tap on the end and try to get them lined up. But I'm thinking I probably don't even have to bolt it in there because there was so much tension on them. And anyway, and they can't slide out with those caps on anyway. So I might just try that. But basically, I like the sound. It's a little bit loud. I might try to put those back in and then have, you know, it be my daily driver, be kind of quiet, and then take them out for rallies. But also I might try a couple of other baffles. There's these Thunder City knockoffs that I bought for like 30 bucks on eBay, and I'm gonna throw those in there. These are like 2 5/8 inch pipes, I think, and the biggest ones that they make are 2 1/4. So they're almost going to be, there's going to be some extra room, and when you bolt them to the side, they're almost going to be kind of kicked sideways, but it will provide some more back pressure and probably make a pretty cool sound. So I'm going to try those out. Excuse me. I'm going to try those out. It's only 30 bucks, so who cares? But anyways, I just wanted to make sure that this was all in one place. I feel like the process was actually pretty easy. I just had to gather from so many different people, and I think that's why the question gets asked so many times, is because nobody gets a full answer. You know, should I do this? Can I do this? Can I put them back in? How do I do this? What does it sound like? So hopefully this helps if anybody else is interested in doing this to their Victory Stage 1 straights. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. And overall, I'm just pretty stoked on it. So I really couldn't be happier. It seems to be running just as good, sounds way better, and it was free. So other than those new baffles that I'm gonna try. So thanks for watching.